Hi all, welcome to CS6310 MARTA Solution. We're group 60. We developed this full stack UI plus backend plus a Postgres database. UI is developed in Angular 5 with the NGRX. The backend is developed with Express, and then the database is Postgres. So the first page that you see is the main page. This has anything from the route name to for trains and buses. It also has all the stop names for buses and routes. You could even see the IDs that are on certain buses or trains. On the left-hand side, you see that we have the current date. You could have continuous mode of simulation where it just goes infinitely until you decide to stop it. The other way is steps, which it will run for a certain amount of steps until it reaches that step. Every step will have a duration of 10-15 minutes, and you'll see the date and the time interval increment by that time. Add rider, add bus, add train, add bus stop, etc. They're all there, and we'll go into them in the next stop. So as you could see, there's pre-populated stop names. There's about like 30 in there now. We even tried 9,000, and the UI handled it perfectly. The only issue we saw is that MARTA data that we got from Google doesn't have what type of transportation it is, whether it's a train or a vehicle, which that causes issues. If we get the schema updated in the file that actually has the type of transportation which fits our backend, then we could make it work. To pre-populate it, we updated all the transportation types to be 1 or 2 depending whether it's a bus or a train. So if you look, we even have the load data from file feature already built in where you could choose a file locally from your machine, and it depends on the table that you want to load. Unfortunately, we need to have an updated table, a file with the updated tables schema. So the next step is adding a bus stop. So if you go to add bus stop, you could put the bus stop name, the X coordinate, the Y coordinate, the bus stop capacity. This will then be updated in the UI. The way this works is that it hits our backend hits Postgres, and then it all returns back to the UI. So the next step is adding a route. In the route, you could actually say the route name, whether it's circular, meaning if it gets all the way to the end, does it go back to the first stop, or does it go back downwards? Stops on the route gets pre-populated with all the valuable bus stops or train stops depending on the option you picked, and then it will only let you pick those. This will be very terrible if a train tries getting to a stop. That's why we did this. As you could see, once you select all of them, you could add the bus route, and that is all. But of course, how's the rider going to get on the route without a transportation vehicle? So here you could add a bus. The bus could follow any route, for example, Route B. Route B has a starting stop name and then an ending stop name, and then how many people could get on that bus. And as you could see from the next stop name, it only goes chronologically, so you can't really jump like from one to the other, like to Martin Luther King Drive. You could only go to the or one up or one down. So the next step is adding a rider. Adding a rider will be able to select the type of transportation, bus or train. Based on their decision, that's how the pre-populated routes will get. As from the previous adding of a route, we added Route B, which is the only possible one. Then you could start where you want to get picked up on. There's several options from that route. Let's say you picked up Lucille Avenue Southwest, then you could pick a destination. And then once you create a rider, it will be updated in the UI. So meanwhile, we started adding some more bus routes, some more buses, and some more riders. So we're actually going to do a simulation event. So if you see right now, it's 6:01 p.m. as the date on the left side says. So we're actually going to put a 10-minute step duration, and then we press step. It's actually going to do a simulation. Currently, no bus got to its destination, so it didn't pick up any routes. So as you could see now, we just got to the next destination. The next stop, we're all updated, and now we're doing another simulation. So if we update the step duration to 20 minutes, we're actually going to see some action. So as you could see, riders were all updated, 2 got picked up, and there's still 1 on the train. And now if 20 minutes goes in, we'll actually see there's still people on the same bus stop, etc. Now if we do one more step, as you could see, the bus route 1 just dismissed 1 person from the rider. After all, you could just keep doing this, or you could run it in continuous mode, and then you'll see the progress. As you could see now in the train route, someone got off.